that's what it's all about. That's what it all roots back to. It all roots back to just embracing a different way of living. Welcome to the Slow Living Collective podcast. I'm Amy, wife, mother of 2 and homemaker. Come along with me as I share my love for simple living, growing in my allotment garden, diving into what it means to be an urban homesteader and embracing life as a mother and homemaker. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode here at the Slow Living Collective. Today I am so excited because I am going to be delving into a question that I actually got on Instagram a little while ago. So I occasionally do these Q&A things. I actually really enjoy doing them, but I think my main problem is I ask people to leave me questions and then I completely forget to go back and actually answer them. So I'm trying to get better at that. But somebody asked me whether I actually work as well as being a stay-at-home parent, because I obviously talk quite a lot, both on this podcast, on my blog, on my Instagram, about being a stay-at-home parent, about being a homemaker, and I don't really talk too much about work, I guess. And you know what? It's not really for any reason other than the fact that I don't do a lot of work. And it was certainly not an intentional choice to do some work. And therefore, it's always like a complicated place for me to sit, really, because obviously, first and foremost, I'm a stay-at-home parent, I'm a home educator to my children, and I am a homemaker. And that's how I guess I sort of identify myself online. They're the things I talk about, the things I share. And so when I had my second child and decided that I wasn't going to return to work in either a part-time or a full-time capacity in terms of work that I took on, then it's so complicated, because what my work is now is just a very small fraction of what I used to do. So let me dive into it, because I think I'm probably not making a whole lot of sense. So let's cycle back for a second to Amy pre-2019. So I was due my first child, H, in 2019. She just turned 4 years old. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe she is 4 years old. And I know every parent says that at every birthday, but I really truly can't believe she's 4 already. It's wild. Really, really wild, because it seems like she was born like a decade ago for a start, but also, a lot's gone on with the old pandemic and stuff. It's just mad to me that 4 years has passed, because it's crazy that I have a 4-year-old, but at the same time, it's like it was forever ago. But anyway, she turned 4 years old. And so 4 years ago in 2019, I stopped my job to have my baby and to go on maternity leave. And my job was a freelance social media manager, social media brand strategist, personal brand strategist. That was sort of copywriting as well. That was sort of like all encompassing of what I did. I basically did work for other people. I helped them manage their social media. I helped them grow their social media. I helped them write their content and collateral, and just that sort of stuff, really, and just help them grow their brand. And so I did that freelance for, wow, I want to say, I don't know, over a decade at least. And so when I stopped doing that, when I had my daughter, I actually never had any intention of going back to that. However, when I came off of maternity leave after I had my daughter, which was in March 2020, I didn't really know what I was going to do. I had this idea that I didn't really want to do what I'd previously done. But, March 2020, it was an interesting one, wasn't it? So I actually sort of rolled off of maternity leave straight into a global pandemic, and I kind of just returned to what I knew, what felt comfortable to me, and to some extent that was a little bit of what I used to do, but actually what I decided to sort of move into, for I didn't really know how long at that point, was that I was sort of helping people almost grow their brands themselves. So the information that I had, the knowledge that I had, the skills that I had, I was then able to apply, like where previously I had sort of physically helped people with that, in that I would sort of run their social media. Then I sort of moved towards sort of the stuff that I'd learned and helping people sort of do it themselves, I guess. And I fell pregnant in August 2020, and my second child, my son, he was born in May 2021. Now, I sort of did this work for this period of time between my two maternity leaves, as it were. And I did enjoy it, doing what I was doing in the sort of in the interim. But I knew, again, when it came around to maternity leave, I was like, this is not what I want to come back to. This is not really what I want to do. And so I went off on maternity leave with the full intention that was it. It was done. It was really, really done. And I technically came off maternity leave, I guess a year later in May 2022. And I had discussions with my husband, like, I don't know what I want to do. And we'd always had discussions prior to having children that when we had children, it would be that I would stay home with them, and I was very happy with that, very comfortable with that, and that was something I sort of always aimed for. However, when it rolled round, when it was like coming off of maternity leave and moving into this sort of white space, like I didn't have an experience of, I don't want to say doing nothing, because that is absolutely not what I mean, but not having a paid job. And this feeds really nicely into how we measure our productivity. So we measure our productivity as, the things that we do, the things that we are employed to do or we work at. That's the way society has taught us. It has infiltrated our brains and told us that only when we are working are we productive. So when I came off of this maternity leave, all that was waiting for me was my life as a homemaker and a stay-at-home parent, and I did not know what to expect. It was that feeling of, I've never done this before. And you know how people refer to themselves as, oh, I'm just a stay-at-home parent, or, I am just a homemaker. We all know there's no just about it. We know that it is incredibly hard work, and mothers and women, men who fulfill these roles as the stay-at-home parent, keeping the home, those sorts of things, we know that they work incredibly hard, and we know that their paid work is so often undervalued. But more than that, it's just overlooked. So when I got this question on my Instagram, it asked me, I'm actually going to find it because I took a screenshot of it. I actually did answer it at the time as well, but let me just have a look. So it said, do you make money on the side of being a stay-at-home mum? And do you know what, for a second I thought, like, oh my gosh, like, because I do make money on the side of being a stay-at-home mum. And like I said, my first and foremost job is a stay-at-home mum, a home educator to my children, and a homemaker. And that's what I consider myself above everything else. But I do make a little bit of income, and I'm extremely privileged that it is not required of me. Is that the way I want to phrase it? It's not sort of in I don't know. I don't know how to phrase it, but it's not something that I have to do, but it's something that I want to do, and I really get a lot of joy from that. So pretty much, when I finished, doing all the work that I did before, both of my maternity leaves, I obviously know how to run a successful social media account, run a successful blog. I know how to monetize content. So for me, it was just this sort of really natural progression. There was a lot of context that I already had, but there was a lot of processes that I already knew how to do. I already have my own blog. I've been a blogger since 2006. So I know how to run a blog. I know how to monetize a blog. I know how to build a blog. And so because it's always been there, for the last few years, I would say being updated very haphazardly, but the core of what I did was still there. And so for me, I knew of ways that I could monetize the content I wanted to create. I should probably add in here actually that I absolutely adore creating content, absolutely adore it to the point where it's just so natural to me because like I said, I've been doing it since 2006. Like it is not, it is not a chore to me. It is absolutely something I love, and I have, I guess, used it as my outlet of creativity for the longest time. And I am also very grateful, like, it's just second nature to me, so I don't have to. I'm not going to say I don't have to work hard on it because I don't want to devalue what I do, but it's just very natural to me. And so when I decided that actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sort of revive this blog a little bit, and I'm going to post on it again. I'm going to re-find my love of blogging, my love of writing. You know, I've been a writer for as long as I've been a blogger, and both, you know, privately and professionally. So one day I just woke up and I was like, I'm just going to revive this thing. I'm going to do it. And it's just going to be something for me, because I think I spoke about in a previous episode, uh, you know, how much I am the kind of person that enjoys having something for myself, something that is not part of being a stay-at-home mum, that isn't part of being a home educator, that isn't part of being a homemaker, something that is just me, just Amy, and something that I love and adore. And blogging and content creation is that. I I often talk to people who are like, I hate creating content for my business on Instagram. Like, oh, I just don't want to do it. And like, I obviously understand that if it's something that doesn't come naturally to you, but to me, like, it's just such a creative outlet. And I love creating nice pictures. I'm not a photographer by any means, but I know what I like to look at. And I think if you sort of take a glance at my Instagram, I am really intentional with what I post, and it's because it is a creative outlet for me. I love picking a photo that I have taken that I really love, and I love pairing that with words that are meaningful and impactful to me. And so that and my blog, you know, they're just huge sources of inspiration to me and huge sources of creativity to me. And it's something that I get to do outside of my life as a parent, a wife, homemaker, home educator. And yeah, I just absolutely adore it. And going back to this question, like, it's so funny that I kind of felt this pang of, oh my goodness, am I not like a true stay-at-home parent? Or, oh my gosh, I'm going to be thrown out of the homemakers club because I'm earning money. And it's so ridiculous because, like I said, first and foremost, I am those things, and the things that I am able to monetize, like, firstly, I feel is just good sense. Like, I create all this content for free a lot of the time. You know, this podcast is my more recent baby, but same applies. Like, it is a place where I get to be creative, where I get to be Amy, and I just love it. I really, really love it. I love getting on here, just sitting in my bedroom, nothing fancy. I don't even have a fancy microphone. I just get on and I do it. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I remember when I was umming and ahhing about starting this podcast, I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to do it. And like one weekend, just cracked out 4 episodes. And like, you can go back and listen to my first 4 episodes and see what you think. I'm sure, I hope that I will improve over time. But for me, the most important thing with most things is just to do it. Just get it out there and just do it. And it's funny because my husband said to me once, like, I'm so proud of you because you you decided you was going to do this podcast, and you didn't like say like, oh, I'm going to get this fancy equipment. You just like did it. And here I am, I don't know, nearly 30 episodes in, and I'm still just doing it the same way. It's just me and my laptop, an iMovie in my bedroom, and hoping that nobody comes barreling up the stairs and making a noise in the background, and also hoping that I can actually get this podcast episode recorded before everybody needs to go to bed. And it is no more fancy than that. So I guess my advice to anybody who maybe wants to start their own podcast is just do it. Just, you don't need anything. Just go and do it. There are so many easy things that you can do. Like if you've got iMovie, do that. You can record into like voice notes. Just do it. I often do these things in like a one take because I don't have the time to like edit myself. And yeah, I don't know if other people edit their podcasts, but I pretty much one take it and hope for the best in most situations. If I have guests on, I'm always like, don't worry, if there's awkwardness, I will edit it out, or if there's something that you want to redo, we can redo it. And so sometimes those episodes are a little more they need a little bit more editing, and that's solely because these people that are come on as my guests on this podcast, sometimes it could be their first podcast, or even if it's not, like, it's nerve-wracking if it's not something you do all the time. So like I was saying, I was questioning myself over like, oh my gosh, am I not a true homemaker because I'm earning money, or am I not a true stay-at-home mum because I'm earning money? And then I was like, Amy, come on now. But these things, they can like drift through your brain, like, who am I to be talking about staying at home when, yeah, I obviously do stay at home, and that is my main job, but I am earning money too, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's, like I said, it's something that I do for myself. It's a huge part of my creativity and I love it. And actually, like, why not monetize it? Dude, I'm putting all this work in, so why not monetize it? So I don't know if any of you guys listening can sort of relate, but I think we're always like putting up these roadblocks for ourselves, like me questioning like, oh my gosh, am I not a true homemaker? Am I not a true stay-at-home parent? Because actually I have, monetized a little bit of what I do, but I love what I do, and actually I deserve to be paid as well. That's a really important thing. Like, when we do work, like, our labor isn't always free, and you know it it's important that we actually hold value to it. And I am happy to create free content all over the place, and I do, and I have for many years. But also, it's actually nice to get a little bit of kickback as well in places, because these are the sorts of little bits of money that continue to just help towards our family, towards our food budget, the electricity bill, just those quiet little parts of everyday life. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking like, Amy, how do you monetize what you do? Because when I show up online, I kind of feel like it's not obvious that I do anything, right? So I have a blog. It's like, hey, here, check out the blog. Or I'm sharing something on Instagram, like, hey, check out this. And I do use affiliate marketing on my blog, so I use affiliate links. So if you're not aware of what affiliate link is, if you click through and make a purchase, then I would get a little bit of kickback from that, but at no extra cost to you. So you're not paying any more. You're paying exactly what the going price is. I would just get a little bit of kickback from my affiliates. And so I only work with companies, obviously, that I align with, that I use myself, and that I believe in. And that's probably it about affiliate marketing, really. I always thought affiliate marketing was like really complicated and how do I do it? But actually, I have my blog. It is absolutely a great place to use affiliate links. I sometimes use affiliate links on my Instagram as well. But like I said, it's from a place of authenticity. So I wouldn't never recommend something that I didn't love or hadn't used myself. So that's why I only ever really share a couple of brands, I would say. And a lot of sort of like the links that I have actually that I do share on Instagram. I have like a little shop my faves section in my bio, but a lot of that is like business stuff that I really love. And so I don't always know that it is completely applicable to my audience, but like I am affiliate for the mailing list provider that I use, Flowdesk. They are incredible. And also, I love Tailwind for Pinterest. Pinterest is a huge, huge driver of traffic to my blog and has been for many, many years. If you're not on Pinterest and you have your own business, what are you doing? You need to get on Pinterest. So Tailwind is a pin scheduler. It makes Pinterest so super easy. Automation is absolutely the name of the game. And I've been a Tailwind purchaser and affiliate for 3 years now. And yeah, I absolutely rate it and it's amazing. So these are things that I like use day in, day out. Flowdesk are my mailing list provider. Tailwind I use for pin scheduling. It's all really, really simple and it's all just stuff that I love and stuff that I use. And my other affiliate links that I use are to do with things that just represent me and that I love. Like I love Jules wellies. You'll see me talk about them all the time because I wear them to forest school. I wear them to the allotment. I wear them when we're out in nature doing other stuff as well. And it's like whenever we're outside, I'm wearing my Jules wellies or my Jules welly bobs. And so, like, to me, it just made sense to become an affiliate with them. And it's not as simple as just like being like, poof, I want to be an affiliate. Like, you have to apply. But yeah, it just makes sense. It's a brand that I love, it's a brand I believe in, it's a brand that I use or like so many days of the week am I wearing my willy bobs. And yeah, so it just makes sense. So there are like so many different ways that I just monetize my normal day-to-day things, and it just brings in a little bit of extra income. And it's funny because when I got that question, I didn't know how to answer it, and I didn't really know like what would I say, like almost like I shouldn't, I don't know. I don't want to say feel embarrassed, but I guess that's all I can think of in my head. Like that I should feel embarrassed about the fact that actually, yeah, I do earn an income out of what I do. And then it was like, hold on a minute, Amy, what are you even thinking about here? Like, it's just good sense. But, we're caught up in this modern society that, oh, it's just a mess. It's just a mess. And not only does it have me thinking that or knowing that my unpaid work as a parent homemaker is not valued, like I know that it is not valued in the outside world. Aside from that when I do earn a little bit of money, then I'm almost hiding that as well. And it's like, I don't know what this world wants from me. I don't know. As a parent, as a stay-at-home mother, as a homemaker, I don't know what this world wants from me. And so yeah, I thought I would just jump on, start recording, start whittering on, and just opening my brain out, because if I feel like it, I know that there are others that feel like it too. And it's completely okay. You don't and I you don't need my permission to do anything, but it's completely okay to be that stay-at-home parent, to be that homemaker, to be home and home educate, or whatever it looks like for you. It's completely okay for all of these things to exist and that be who you are, but it's actually all right to go and earn money too. And I'm proud of the stuff that I do. I'm really proud of the content I create. I put a lot of my heart and soul into it because, like I said, it is my creative outlet and I love it. And yeah, I'm not going to be ashamed that I can monetize that and bring in a little bit of extra money for my family because it's always helpful. And like I said, it can go towards paying for things like forest school, it can go towards our holidays, and I get to do it around my family, and I love that. And I'm getting a little bit of multi-level marketing flashbacks here, like you can work around your family. Trust me. People who are in multi-level marketing are not affiliates because they often like to claim that, but it's just, it's just a way to monetize my creativity, I guess. And I provide a huge amount of free content as well, so I don't have any worries about offering paid stuff as well. And I think all of this to say that actually, what, if you have a skill and a skill that you're good at and you can monetize it and you can bring in a little bit of extra income for your family, whether you're at home full time with your children, whether you're a homemaker full time, or whether you are the stay at home parent, whether you work part time, full time, inside the home, outside the home, however it looks for you, there is absolutely nothing wrong with having a little side thing to earn you some extra money that is not multi-level marketing. Please don't join a multi-level marketing company if that's what you're after. Go and check out my multi-level marketing episodes. Do not join a multi-level marketing company. I want to bang my fist down on the table to emphasize that point, but I know that it will make a ton of noise because I don't have a microphone. And yeah, multi-level marketing is not the one, but there are so many different ways that you can actually just create your own little side income from doing stuff you enjoy. Like, I am very much like a stay-at-home parent, urban homestead, grow your own kind of aesthetic. That is me. That is what I love. That is what I enjoy. And but for you, you might be an artist or you might enjoy reading. Like, there are so many different things that actually you can share and be creative with and meet other like-minded people, and you can create content too if that was your thing. Now, I would be totally up for doing another episode. I'm going to leave a little question box. I think it offers it on all platforms. I'm not sure. I certainly know that it does on Apple and Spotify. So if you're listening on something other than those, I don't know whether the question box is going to show up. But I will leave a little question box so that you are able to let me know. Basically, if you would like me to sort of delve into this a little bit deeper, because I would be totally open to that. And, just, I don't know, talking through it, how I got started, how I monetize things. It's not for everyone, of course, but I would be totally open to go into more depth about that. So there'll be a question box or a poll. Let me know. If you don't see it, if you're listening on another platform, come and follow me over on my Instagram. You can find me at Life on Plot 44 and just send me a message there, because I would love to hear from you. And Instagram is my jam. As I always say, I love Instagram. I love the creativity it offers. I love the combination of beautiful pictures, in-depth, thought-provoking words. It's just the aesthetic of Instagram is what I'm here for. And yeah, Instagram is the only social media that I show up on, so I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. And for all the bad rap that social media gets, I actually think it can be an absolutely cracking place as well. So yeah, that's just my little thoughts and ramblings about, you know, being a modern woman, being a stay-at-home parent, earning a side income. It can be messy, it can be crazy. It's funny how society has almost confused our poor old brains into, being comfortable with all these different ways that we can exist. It's like modern society has taught us that it's one way or the other, that we, as parents or as mothers, we either stay home or we go back to work, and society would prefer that we all went back to work. And so things like this, they're outside the norm, and therefore it's, I just want to, just open my heart and my mind and share these things with you guys, and just, I guess, share with you a different way of living, because that's what this whole podcast is about, sharing with you a different way of living, from slowing down, simplifying, living in small home by choice, growing my own food, trying to live outside of the system somewhat, home educating my children. That's what it's all about. That's what it all roots back to. It all roots back to just embracing a different way of living. And I'm so grateful to all of you guys who are here, whether it's something that you want to do actively yourself, or you're just interested and just want to listen along, and you are absolutely happy with the way you live your life. And you absolutely should be. Whatever you do, however you live your life, whatever you do for a job or don't do for a job, whatever your life looks like, you should be 100% absolutely in love with it. And I really, really hope that you are. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to another episode here on the Slow Living Collective. I am so grateful to each and every one of you. And you know what I'm going to ask you? If you haven't yet, please could you go and leave me a review, because it really, really helps me sort of rise to the top on platforms like Apple and Spotify. But wherever you're listening, please leave a review. It helps me get recommended, and I would love this little podcast to reach more people's ears, and I would love to connect with more of you guys. So if you don't follow me over on Instagram as well, head over there, leave your little review, then come find me on Instagram. You can find me at Life on Plot 44, and yeah, that's probably the only places I'm going to send you today. That's the only homework there is for this episode. Leave me a little review, leave me a little rating, I think they go together, and then head over and follow me over on Instagram at Life on Plot 44. I will see you there, and until next time, thank you so much, and I will see you soon.